Welcome to the future of marketing. Let's dive deeper into the relationship marketing principles that you can start using in your small business today. We know how important relationship marketing is. If you haven't already checked out the rest of our playlist, go ahead, it's linked up above. For those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Coach Molle from Visibility Hacking Studios, and we use relationship marketing to help our customers and our clients and our business build deep connections. We build what we like to call connection machines because we know it's cheaper for our bottom line to pay attention and nurture those existing relationships than it is to go out and get new customers. And with the economy as it is, we want to be as prudent with our finances as we can be. So in this video, we're going to talk about the relationship marketing paradigm, and we're going to talk about the relationship marketing life cycle. And at the end of the video, we're going to have a little discussion about the loyalty ladder and how that ties into this entire discussion. So if you want to start ascending your new leads into paying customers and clients, then definitely stay tuned. I'll see you after the intro. First, let's start out with a discussion about what is a paradigm in the first place. You ever played chess? So back in the day, I used to be a chess instructor, and a lot of times I would get these students whose parents got them to start practicing by playing checkers, because we all know that checkers and chess are very similar. I mean, they share the same board, and they both have black pieces, but that's about where the similarities stop. When I took these students who were used to playing checkers and I tried to teach them chess, where each of the pieces move differently, where there's a different layer of rules and understanding, well, they started to struggle. And it's because these students were stuck in the mindset of checkers. They were playing literally a different game. Chess has completely different rules than checkers. There's different pieces than checkers. There's a different way of going first and second. There's a different way of winning. There's different rules about politeness and etiquette. Everything is completely different. And so that requires us to change the way that we think about the game we're playing. It's a paradigm shift. It's a different way of thinking. So when it comes to marketing, there are different paradigms that we've gone through, which we'll talk about in a second, but I want you to understand that now we are playing a different game. We are no longer playing the marketing games that we used to play 10, 20, 50, 80 years ago. We're now playing in the game of relationships. These paradigm shifts happen because technology changes, culture changes, the times change, economy changes, consumer behavior changes, the needs of our consumers change, and we as marketers and as entrepreneurs need to keep up with the times. So let's talk about the 4 biggest paradigm shifts that we have seen in marketing. First, we started out with the product paradigm. This is where we were focused on highlighting features and benefits. We're talking about the product itself. This was handy. This was very useful back when there wasn't a lot of products out there. But once the competition started, we needed to change the paradigm. So now we move away from talking just about the product itself, having that spotlight on the thing that we are selling, and now we're going to shift more to the consumer focus, and we're going to start targeting emotions. So when this paradigm shift happened, we started to see more marketing message that was directed to the emotional core of our potential customers. Think like Nike, for example. They do a really great job of telling you the emotional story behind why their products are so vital to your success. Then we shifted again. Yeah, that's right. When the internet happened and when we had more ability to gather data, to have analytics, to filter through all of that customer behavior information, that's when we changed our paradigm. So the third paradigm is the paradigm of data-driven marketing. Whether you're using really in-depth analytics through all of your social channels or just through your selling channels, we now have the ability to gather so much more data and information about our customers. From here, we kind of took a halfway step into the paradigm of segmenting our audience because we had this information. And we started to realize that different segments of our audience are interested and motivated by different triggers. And so then we started creating marketing message directed towards those individual streams of customers, which brings us to paradigm shift number 4, which is where we are right now. Not only do we have access to all of this beautiful data, but we also are now focusing on the relationships we have with our customers. Relationship marketing focuses on creating a relationship, a connection between our customers and the products and services that they're purchasing, between our customers and the business that they're purchasing from. Because we focus on this relationship, our customers feel a level of loyalty to our brands. And that means they will more likely return and purchase again and again and again. We're not just out there chasing new customers. We're instead focusing on nurturing those relationships we already have and allowing them to thrive. Y'all have heard my Blockbuster story of when I used to have customers that would come from like 100 kilometers or further away just to get my opinion on obscure foreign films. It's because I focused on building those relationships. That's what changed the game. That's what motivated my customers to go out of their way just to come to my store rather than any of the stores closer to them, because they knew that I knew them better than any other location. That's relationship marketing, and it can help your business in big ways. Which brings us to our question of the day. I'm curious, what paradigm are you working from? Are you working from the product paradigm? Are you working from the emotional paradigm? Or maybe you're sitting in the data paradigm? Or have you walked yourself into the wonderful world of social marketing and relationship marketing? Let me know what's going on in your business down in the comments. There are 5 distinct stages in the relationship marketing life cycle, and we gotta talk about them because it changes the place that we focus our energies. First phase is reach. So how are we getting our message in front of those ideal customers, in front of those dream audiences? Are we creating content that's focusing on our relationship? Or are we stuck in the old paradigms and focusing on creating content that just highlights the product that we sell? We need to remember that we're trying to build a network. We're trying to build connections to our customers, not just trying to sell them products, not just trying to bombard them with all of these different things to buy. We want them to know us, like us, and trust us long before we ever ask for the sale. Phase 2 is acquisition. This is where we're now going from sharing our message to bringing them into our world, inviting them to come hang out with us. If we talk specifically about content, I'm always preaching the benefits of focusing on content for the sake of connection, long before you ever ask for that sale. So if we focus on that type of content, the acquisition phase is particularly focused on how do we bring those customers into our world. In the visibility hacking world, we talk about different types of content, from your park to your porch, your picnics, your parties, your pantries, all of that stuff. We got other videos on the channel. Subscribe if you want to check out those. But basically what we're doing is creating a yellow brick road, a path for those customers to take that decision to join us. Whether it's signing up for our email list, or it's joining us in our Facebook group, or it's hanging out with us on our live show, or whatever. We're always building opportunities for those ideal customers to come join us in our world. This becomes so much easier when you focused on building that relationship in the first place, because you start to understand what is going to motivate those customers to join your world. How do you position yourself as the go-to number one only solution for that customer? Which brings us to step number 3. Now that they're in your world, now that they are aware of the solution that you have, we now have to move them from a place of indecision to a place of decision. In other words, stage 3 is what we call conversion. This is getting our customer, our potential customer, our lead, to go from a place of knowing that we exist to a place of being part of our movement by purchasing our products, joining our memberships, whatever it is that you offer to your customers. We want them to take that step and join us. We can get really nitty-gritty talking about conversions and micro steps and micro commitments, but basically I want you to understand that the conversion process happens 2 steps away from when these customers first see our brand in their feeds. Do not ever find a new customer or a new lead and just ask them for the sale. You need to introduce yourself. You need to tell them why they should listen to you first. Then you can focus on selling them your products, your services, or sharing your offers. Step 4, retention. They've bought your product. Now you want them to stay as part of your community. Whether it's because you want to see the success that you can then leverage as social proof to show others, hey, check out what this customer did when they purchased our product, when they were able to implement our solution. Check it out, because that will help you get more customers in the long run. But focusing on retention is also important, because as your brand grows, as you launch new offers and new solutions, those customers that are in your retention community are probably the ones who are going to start purchasing your products first. Make sure you focus on nurturing those relationships so those customers keep coming back. And when you really do this right, not only will that customer come back, but they will start to evangelize your brand. They will start to share your brand and your message with their community. Basically free advertising. So jump on that, my friends. And finally, number 5 is the loyalty phase. So yes, we kind of touched on this, but once a customer realizes that they are part of your movement, that they are an integral part, that you are a real person, and that your brand actually listens to their customers, you're going to see a huge shift. You're going to see your customers step into the phase of loyalty and start sharing your brand with their audiences. Free advertising. It's honestly a beautiful moment. But also, in this place, they see themselves in a more intimate level with you, the owner of the brand. This is where you can ask them for their input, ask them for their help, ask them what they want. And I bet they will answer you, because they are bought into the idea of your brand. But this only works if you focus on running this life cycle. Start with step 1 before moving on to step 2, and so on and so forth. Don't try and skip steps, or you're going to neglect your customers. We want to nurture them in a way that we know is proven to work. And you know what else is proven to work? Subscribing here on the channel so that you can get all of our brand new videos delivered straight up to you, hot off the press. Now it's time to talk about the loyalty ladder. Yeah, that's right. This is me climbing a ladder. The loyalty ladder is a relationship marketing technique that has been developed over the years with a variety of different theorists and business owners trying and testing things out. What it does is it creates a path that sees your customers moving from being new to your movement up to being raving fans. It's taking that life cycle and turning it into a ladder. Your prospects or your new leads start out at the bottom of the ladder, and as they gain familiarity with your brand, they move themselves up to the top of the ladder. Those who aren't a perfect fit, they might fall off somewhere along the rungs, but that's okay. If you have a connection machine, they will be caught at the bottom of that ladder, and you can continue to nurture them up. If you want to know more about building a connection machine, definitely join us here on the channel. We talk about it all the time. So it's easy to remember, because there's 5 steps in our life cycle, and there are 5 steps on our ladder. Level number 1, you're a prospect. This means that you are a new lead to our business, but you are a potential customer. You are more likely to purchase in the future, in the near future. You're not just someone who likes my content, you're someone who is ready for my solution. Level 2 is a customer. It's someone who's bought from you once. This is your opportunity to wow them, to really hook them into your movement, because they have shown commitment. They have shown that they are ready. If we match this up with our life cycle, this is where conversion happens. Level number 3, now they've moved from a customer to a client. And the difference is a customer purchases from you once, a client purchases from you repeatedly. Level number 4 is where we're starting to build that brand loyalty. Now we have a supporter. This supporter is more likely to try your new products and your new offers. This is why we focus on segmenting our email lists, so that we have a separate list for those customers who have purchased from us multiple times, those clients per se, that we can now show, hey, we got this brand new product coming out, and I want your opinion on it. Be the first to check it out. Sign up below. These supporters are the ones that you really want to harness their opinions, because they're going to help drive your brand in the right direction. And finally, top of that ladder, number 5, we now have a brand advocate. A customer who is an evangelical for your brand. A customer who is so excited about your solution, they will happily share your message and your brand with their audience. So think about where your customers are in their journey. Whether you look from the life cycle perspective or you like the latter perspective better, I want you to remember that you need to warm up your audience. You need to get them familiar with you, building that know, like, and trust factor along the way. And while you're at it, if you haven't already, check out our entire playlist on relationship marketing. We know it's super important. We're putting new videos out on a regular basis to fill up that playlist so that you get the most information so that your brand can skyrocket in success. So check out that playlist. I will see you again very, very soon. And until I do, my friends, don't ever forget that I love you, be excellent to each other, and just go live. Because I promise you, your audience is out there and they are just waiting to hear your message.